Welcome to Vital Plus Conversations, real talk for Australian skin clinics. I'm Tamara Reid, and today I'm joined by Lee Anne Herbst. We're going to talk about AI reality. Oh, no, we're not. We're going to talk about AI and the trends of the industry. Welcome back, Lee Anne.
Thank you so much, Tamara.
Pleasure. Now, there are a lot of shifts happening in the global industry landscape at the moment. I'd love you, if you could, to just pick three that you're seeing that are coming up as a constant at the moment.
Sure. I think the big trends are more about preventative, activities rather than curative. So let's not, I've got problems. Let's not try and cure them, but actually let's prevent it. I think obviously AI is a big discussion point that is coming up. And another key trend is there's a lot in terms of ingredients. And I think I've mentioned before, also specifically around taboo subjects like menopause, actually doing something about it from a skincare perspective. So seeing a lot of great, interesting trends, a lot ingredient related as well.
Yes, and that Gen Z kind of age is really coming on into the clinics now, and I love that they're all about prevention. They can see the sun damage that perhaps their parents or their friends and family have on their skin from not wearing SPF and, remember slathering on the baby oil and sun tanning at the beach. And so they're saying, I actually don't want to, get to my 30s and my 40s and 50s and try and reverse all of the damage. Instead, they're focusing on prevention, which is a huge one.
It's actually fantastic. And to your point, I mean, sunscreen was never as big as it is now. So I'm really glad to hear that.
Yeah, likewise. Let's stay on trends just for a moment, because there are so many that kind of fade in and out of the industry. What kind of makes something a trend or a fad? Because as I said, there is a bit of a roller coaster. Some stick and some don't. So what's the changing point there?
So obviously your fad is short-lived. I think a lot of the time it's ingredient led. Oh, there's a new ingredient. Let's get excited about it. It's there and then it literally disappears. Where a trend, I think, seems to come from somewhere. And one of the things we always say is let it be a little bit. Let's actually see that it is going to stick. Because a lot of companies, as we've mentioned before, like to jump on every single fad that's out there. So a new ingredient and then something gets launched. Another new ingredient, something gets launched. But how do you actually find that longevity? And it takes time. It takes time to develop. And normally it doesn't just develop overnight if it's going to stay longer. So even that from, the process that it takes, I think is something that will determine whether it's a trend or fad.
Yeah, and it's quite nice from a brand perspective to almost hold and test and quality control an ingredient that is, up and coming or currently all of a sudden booming and trending, because you want to see how it plays out in the market. You want to see what the performance is. You want to see, are the clients picking it up? Do they realize that it's a trend? Is the trend actually coming on through to the industry, or is it maybe just on what social media and TikTok? So I love that you're kind of saying there, we want to see some substance in the trend to make it a trend, not a fad.
Absolutely. I mean, it's like the whole microbiome. We've been looking at microbiomes for a long time now, but suddenly you can now, it's out there. So it's not something that wasn't there before. It was there, but it was a slower process to actually elevate to the stage that it is now.
Yeah, for sure. And you mentioned there AI as well, and I don't think we can have a conversation in 2025 without the mention of AI. But what are you kind of seeing stick in terms of actually getting outcomes for clients? It's beyond just chat GTP at the moment. We're taking it into the treatment room. So what are you seeing from that aspect?
So we're seeing AI come to light in a number of different ways. I think the first way is in terms of demand planning. So how people are ordering their product, which makes a lot of sense. I did chuckle the other day. Somebody said to me, an AI is a glorified calculator. So if you're going to there's going to be rubbish in there, you're going to get rubbish out. So it all depends on actually, what is available. We're seeing a lot of change in terms of how things are done. So, for example, when you're doing your skin analysis, there's a lot of tools. We recently started looking at the tool with a cell phone, and we were seeing like if you can actually analyze skin properly from a cell phone.
Wow.
And it was very interesting because some seem better than others, but there's still a way to go. And one of the conversations we were having with some industry experts is they were saying we still need the human touch. So AI, yes, it's an enabler, but it's not something that's definitely going to take over. There's this other app that you can actually use and it'll tell you what ingredients and whether it'll be a good product based on the ingredients. But what it doesn't take into consideration is the combination of those ingredients and how much. So as soon as you understand the concentration, the quality of the ingredient, etc., I think the outcome is slightly different. And there you need somebody who actually has a technical understanding. So I think AI is important, in my opinion. I don't think it can be ignored, but I don't think it is going to take over. It's not going to be these robots running around saying, you know what, I'm going to start doing your skin analysis. I think you do need a professional who understands it, but it can actually just enable your business a little bit.
Absolutely. I have been having this conversation frequently recently where, we want to enable AI. I actually think it's a brilliant tool for things like technology, skin analysis has come so far, but what it will never do is relax your client's shoulders or, bring those cortisol levels down, because that's the power of the hands. And that's what we're doing when we apply skincare. So yes, we might be able to see, a percentage of redness in the skin through an AI consultation, but that just relaxation, that calm sensory nervous system when the client walks out, that's all human led.
Absolutely. And we were talking about relationships before. I mean, this industry is led by relationships, and it's quite difficult to have a relationship with a robot.
Yes.
So quite excited that the human touch is very important as well.
Absolutely. I'd love to know what ingredients or tech modalities you're kind of leaning into and loving at the moment.
So from a Nimue perspective, ingredients need to be of top quality. So when we talk about other types of technologies, we don't really use a lot of machinery because we're seeing that actually our products are able to do that. Also, machinery is changing regularly and it's quickly advancing. So if you buy something, you invest a lot of money in something, it's not long before you actually have to upgrade it or you got to get a new version, which is what's nice with skincare is it's not quite as expensive to upgrade. And the new technologies that we're seeing in some of the new skincare things are fantastic. So in Nimue, we use AHAs, which is fantastic. It's got great delivery systems and it makes sure that we get to the targeted areas. So we don't rely a lot on machinery and those types of things.
Yeah, we let the chemical exfoliation be the machinery, if you will.
Exactly. Great way to put it.
And so I'm sure you have a lot of clinic partners coming to you saying, I've got Nimue, I'm getting incredible results, but my clients are begging me for this machinery or that machinery that you're seeing online. How do you kind of go about vetting those different types of modalities to sit alongside skincare?
So we've got a lengthy process where we, as I said, we do befores and we do afters, and we actually check if what that machinery says it's going to do, it is going to do. We have found in many instances that actually the brand does enough, interestingly. So when we talk about Nimue, we've got different ranges within it. So we've got a medical range that supports aesthetics. We've got the normal Nimue range, and it really is, we talk about results without the sensitivity associated with results, which is why we say we're a little bit of a slower process because we don't want to do get in, get out. But at the same token, is machinery is not a big focus, and even working with machinery and the product, we find that actually the product does really well for us.
That's incredible. Yeah, I love that so much. What do you think is something that a clinic owner should look for in terms of brand's evolution when it comes to what they do want to stock on their shelf for their clients?
Well, understanding what the trends are, making sure that you're aligned with a trend, not a fad, as we've discussed before. And I think it's important that at the end of the day, it's products they know that they can sell, products that they trust, good quality, and that they can work with. It also, obviously, at the end of the day, as a salon, you want to make sure that there's a business side to it so that you can make some money. Otherwise, the business won't survive. But it's a combination of real good education, real good products, good people, and just making sure that your brands shine.
Yeah, absolutely. And from a business sense too, obviously we want to take a look at things like markup and margin so that we are getting maximum revenue for all of the hard work that our therapists are doing in clinic. But also values alignment is quite a nice thing, because if you are a sustainable brand, for example, in your clinic, and you want to have, beautiful refill systems like Nimue does, for example, it's nice to kind of marry up those values business to business.
Absolutely. And and the refill system does help, as you said, in terms of margin, in terms of values, in terms of, just what's going on out there. So you're 100% right.
When it comes to business, we are coming into that really busy season for Australian skin clinics at the moment, that Christmas season. A lot of them are booked and busy, and it's hard to get an appointment for the next 3 months. So I call that we're at capacity, right? We can't physically get more bums on the bed. So, what are some savvy ways that clinics can, kind of still make sure that all of the hard work that they're doing is paying off in terms of a revenue sense?
So I think it's your what we call the retail side. So obviously, when people come in, they have their session, and when they leave, they actually take some products home with them. It's watching that those products do work for them. As a colleague of mine once said, just pick up the phone and actually phone and say, "Is it working?" Because you can then guarantee repeat purchase, and it's about making the sale at the end of the day. And the retail side is a great opportunity to really bring in revenue and to make sales, especially if you've got great products.
Yes. And it really is that extension of the treatment room, right? We know that old statistic of 70% of what you're doing in the treatment room comes from that 30% at home. And unfortunately, we can't pack a therapist in our product and take them into the bathroom with us, and get them to do their skincare. So we really do need that extension of the treatment to go into the bathroom with the client.
Absolutely, 100% right.
Incredible. Thank you so much for your conversation today, Lee Anne. If you would like to continue learning about Vital Plus and continue down the education pathway, you can do so by heading over to their website. I'm Tamara Reid. I'll see you in the next episode.
Visit our website to claim your free trial pack or schedule a consultation or in-salon demonstration.